Good afternoon. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Wednesday to everybody. In the middle of the work week. It's all downhill from here as we continue through the second half of the week. And while there is some change, there's still not a lot of change in the forecast. Do have a tropical storm out in the Atlantic. It was a tropical depression this morning. Now it's a tropical storm. Today's forecast made possible by ServPro. Monroe, West Monroe, water or fire damage, mold, storm repair, call or click today, servpro.com. And some areas did see some storm damage. A 68-mile-an-hour wind gust at the Monroe Airport yesterday with those afternoon strong to severe thunderstorms, obviously a headache, causing some sporadic power outages as well. Nothing of the sort as we head toward lunchtime on this Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine to start the midday time frame, and as we go into the early afternoon, more of the same is expected. Radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Again, schedule your free inspection at brownsroofingla.com. Again, most spots not really seeing much. You really think about how the rain treats our atmosphere, and again, we talked about it this morning, how it kind of overturns things. Well, we really can't expect those impacts to continue through the entire afternoon. It does start us at a cooler point during the day, so we were a lot of us were in the mid to upper 60s versus the low 70s, and with a little bit more water near ground level, and a little bit more moisture and humidity, a little bit slower warming rate through the morning hours. By the time we get to the afternoon, it really doesn't matter, and the same general hazards will persist. Check a Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, and most of what we see is what we've been seeing. Just the little pop-up shower and storm potential. Best chances between about 2 o'clock in the afternoon to about 8 o'clock in the evening. Very similar to what we saw yesterday. Could see that again today. I generally thought about dropping rain chances from 20% down to 10%. Kept them where they were just because of the overall data that was coming in. I still think some spotty showers or storms will be a possibility. And then as we head into Friday, the rain chances, we've been advertising them ever so slightly higher for Friday, up to 30%, and you can kind of see why. A weak front to our northwest kind of erodes away, but it leaves this trough of low pressure that could drive some showers and storms, and we could get kind of some trickle-down activity of some of that by really as early as Friday morning. In fact, rain chances from Thursday night into Friday morning are 20% versus 10%. The rest of the week, overnight rain chances are at 10%. So there is a little bit of a feature that could entertain some rain chances Thursday night into Friday, and then stretching through the day on Friday as well. After that, we go right back to what we've been doing. Pop-up isolated showers and storms, still quite warm, still quite humid, and warmer than normal for this time of year. Karen asking, when is the next cold front? That's a good question. Can't really answer it at this point, but it's a good question. Hoping maybe to see a little bit of a pattern change middle to end parts of next week. Again, there are some signals pointing that we could maybe nudge a cold front or something like that through the region at that during that time frame, but also be weary of the fact that late September computer models advertise a lot of things that don't happen in the 7 to 10 day time frame because the upper level pattern is just in such transition during this time of year. Futurecast, again, continues that same general story. Check our rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of these are radar estimates, and also with the isolated to scattered nature in a lot of the rainfall, some spots saw quite a bit of rain and others did not. And even through Ouachita Parish, where it looked like just this huge glob of thunderstorms moved through, eastern part of the parish didn't really see that much. And then there were some areas in West Monroe or in western portions of Ouachita Parish that kind of split the gap between the most intense thunderstorm activity. They didn't see as much. But there are also plenty of areas that saw half inch and a half rain totals in a pretty brief period of time. And that's what those isolated storms can do. That also helped us out with morning lows. Most of us were in the mid to upper 60s to start the day, and that has, again, kind of slowed the rate of warming this afternoon. The 69 degrees in Columbia, I'm pretty sure is obviously a bogus reading. The rest of us are firmly into the 80s and even the low 90s. You can obviously also see areas that didn't see the rainfall yesterday are a little bit warmer than the areas that did see the rainfall. Again, that little rain-cooled start to the day kind of starts the slow warming process as we go through the afternoon hours. And so, again, I still expect a lot of us to firmly return to the low to mid-90s. Here's a look at Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Not necessarily the most organized thing that you've ever seen out in the open Atlantic, but has now gone from tropical depression status this morning to tropical storm status this afternoon, or at midday, actually late morning, because the 10 o'clock advisory is when we saw the update to tropical storm status. You see the 5-day forecast cone, generally expected to approach hurricane status as it approaches the island of Bermuda out in the open Atlantic. Continues off at a pretty quick pace to the north-northwest at 22 miles per hour. Again, not really expecting any impacts in our immediate area, and right now coastal impacts to the United States appear unlikely, at least for the next 5 to 7 days, but it's something tropical. We'll watch it nonetheless, and if anything changes. And there's also some stuff lining up behind it that could be problematic in the open Atlantic later on this week and into the weekend. So, again, kind of hitting we're on the back edge of the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. So those are all things to be reminded of as well. Your tropical forecast made possible by Russell Moore Lumber. Their pine is fine, and they are the deal on steel. And Brian Russell has a lot of those different fun little rhymes to go along the way. High temperatures today. Low to mid-90s. Janet says they need some rain and cross it. I know you folks kind of swung and missed on everything yesterday. It was a bummer. Some spots fared very nicely and saw rain, probably more rain than they needed. And again, that's the other stinker about these heavier downpours is it dumps a lot of rain in a short period of time, and a lot of that just runs off. It doesn't soak in. And so you really need those slow, soaking, light to moderate rainfalls. Haven't had one of those in a while. May not have one for a while. Again, low to mid-90s today. Temperatures should rebound, especially with quite a bit of sunshine as we go through the day. Overnight lows tonight, upper 60s to near 70. Some spots will be a little bit warmer than others, fairly mild, and relatively close to normal for this time of year. And we're back in the low to mid-90s for highs tomorrow. Some areas, depending on when the rain sets in, if the rain sets in, may be a little cooler than others. If you completely swing and miss on the rain, 94, 95, 96 is still very much in the realm of possibilities. You'll see a wide array of temperatures over the next 7 days. If you see rain, 91, 92. If you don't see rain, 95, 96. So you kind of just split the difference in the middle, and that's why you see a lot of 93s and 94s on the 7-day forecast over the next 7 days. Morning lows, upper 60s to near 70, and you can see the rain chances. They start to sprinkle back in mainly during the afternoon, but overnight storms can't be ruled out completely as well, especially Thursday night into Friday. Friday probably brings the best rain chances here in the short term, and then Tuesday, not necessarily focused on next Tuesday specifically as rainfall, but there looks to be a little bit, like I said, of a feature pattern shift, something middle parts of next week. That could mean rain chances Monday, it could mean it for Tuesday, could mean it for next Wednesday. We just don't really know yet. That's about it. I mean, like I said, the forecast, the more things change, the more they stay the same, so obviously, we just kind of bend and flex with it. This is a fully updated forecast. It just doesn't feel like it. Again, a reminder, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, is a digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, western Mississippi, made possible by those amazing businesses that we celebrated yesterday at our ribbon cutting. I hope to have some pictures and a post, lots of thank yous and for folks that made that possible. I'll bring you a recap of that later today. And how can you support things? It's pretty simple. Just do what you're doing right now. Hang out with us during these live weathercasts. Hang out with us during the live streams during severe weather. Ask your questions. Be interactive. Be a part of the conversation. That's what this whole thing's about. Raina, thanks so much for joining in as well. Appreciate you guys taking time out of midday. Again, there's not a whole lot out there happening right now. Obviously, much quieter than it was yesterday evening. If things pick up this afternoon, we'll let you know about it. Again, the week just gets busier from here. Friday night football forecast, Thursday night football forecast, and all kinds of stuff for the rest of the week. We'll keep an eye on Gabrielle and the rest of the forecast as well. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you